In this, the fourth episode of the 2016 Skyrim modding guide, we'll be looking at UI mods, including iHUD, MoreHUD, A Matter of Time, and a quality world map with roads. Hi guys, it's Cal from Dirty Weasel, and welcome back. So, like the intro said, this will be focused on heads-up display mods, and we've got 4 to go over right now. Let's open up Mod Organizer and we see what we have to do. You can see over here in my Downloads tab, you know I've been testing all this stuff. We have Immersive HUD. That's Gopher's Immersive HUD, the most recent version's 3. A Matter of Time. That's MoreHUD, AHZ MoreHUD. And then a quality world map, new installer. I'll show you that, and by the end of the video, we'll also go through all the Mcm menus. Let's get into the internet, and we'll take a look at the Nexus mods for each one of those. And you have Immersive HUD, iHUD by Gopher. Of course, it's been around a long time. You know, there is an excellent video on the front page. I will not put a link in the bottom since you'll be going to the page anyways. If you want to see about version 3, you can. It, of course, requires SKSE. Go through that video, you'll know what it does, and basically you can see why, you know, I like it a lot, because it definitely clears up the screen and makes elements kind of pop in and out as needed instead of always being on your screen at one time. Under the files, there's only one. It was updated in February of 2015. It's this one right on top. Let's go back to Mod Organizer. And Immersive HUD, iHUD 3.0.03 RAR. Double click to install. Manual, you can see Gopher has redone it for Mod Organizer. It now looks good. Go ahead and click OK. Okay, activate. When you open it up, you will have optional ESPs. Leave that the way it is. And the file tree, you can see it there. You can put this basically anywhere. We're going to let Loot order it at the very end of this tutorial. So we'll get that done. Now that's installed, we'll go ahead and remove from view. The next mod we have to do, we'll close this one out, is A Matter of Time by Skyrim. I really like this one. It puts a little widget in the upper, well, you can put it anywhere, I guess. I always put it in the upper left. Puts a little widget that's sky dial or other, you know, time elements wherever you like them, you know, and you can have a sky dial, you can have a thin one or a fat one. You can see the fat one here, and you have, you know, dates, times, all these different elements that you can put into your game, and it does it via an Mcm menu. I prefer a nice thin one without a lot of extra, you know, accoutrement in the corners or anything like that, but you can see that by doing the mod. I'll show you how I do it in my Mcm. So on this, there is only one file to worry about. It is the top one right here, 2.0.7, and that was updated April 2014, so we're good there. Let's go to Mod Organizer, and it is Matter of Time right there. Double click to install. Manual, and it says it has a foam mod. We do not need the foam mod because, you know, Mod Organizer doesn't really need a foam mod anyway. So, and we do not need the text menu. We only need the BSA and the ESP. Go ahead and click OK and activate. All right, so now we can hide A Matter of Time and remove that from view. Come back to the Nexus, we'll close out A Matter of Time, and we now have MoreHUD by Azab. And basically, this mod is going to add more elements to your screen every time you take a look at something. Let's just take a look right here. You can see it will give you information about the type of book, the book skill, all these different carry weights, all this different stuff. And probably the most important feature, as far as I'm concerned, has to do with, you know, components. So if you look up here, you can see Harvest Jazzbee, and you see what you know about it. And you can also add things like how many you presently have in your menu. If you want to see videos on it, you can. It's on the front page. There's nothing more to see on that. So, you know, I really like this mod. I've always, you know, liked it since I first saw it, and I find it invaluable right now, and I can't play without it, quite frankly. So under Files, you have the main file right here, 2.1.3. Once again, July of 2014. All these other ones are just old files, nothing to worry about. Download with Manager. So we'll go ahead and go back to Mod Organizer. And AHZ MoreHUD. Double click to install. Manual. And of course, no game data on the top level. So right click data, set data directory, SKSE plugin, that's good to know, BSA, and an ESP. Go and click OK. And activate. So now we've got that one done. We're going really fast here. This is not hard stuff, guys. I mean, this is easy, easy, easy. Remove that from view. And the final mod we're going to be installing today is, close that one up, a quality world map and Solstice map with roads by Ice Penguin. I looked at a lot of different, maps, and I looked at Warburgs, and I looked at a bunch of other ones, and I kept coming back to this one. It's probably the most popular for a reason, and it was, relatively, recently installed. Let's go back one, so you can actually see the number 4929. It's been recently updated. I think that it is still one of the best ones out there. None of the videos work, so if I find a good video on it, I'll let you know in the notes section. Basically, important notice, classic map is a work in progress. So when you see that, don't install any of that stuff. Installing Mod Organizer is very simple. It has a foam mod that works with Mod Organizer, and we'll be using that to install it, and I'll show you how that works. Under Files, Quality World Map New Installer. This is the only one you need. Only one you need. It will have all the options you need with that, and you don't need these optional files. Clear map add-on, DLC Solstice map. This is if you want to add more stuff around it, but I think that this will do what most everyone needs. You don't need to, really get into any of these optional files anymore. They should be listed as included with new installer. See, these are all much older, 2012, and April 2015 it was installed with the foam mod. So this is the one you want right here. So we're going to close that since we don't need it anymore. Quality World Map New Installer. Double click to install. Excuse me, sorry for the loud sound there. And you have the foam mod open up. And what I would suggest doing first is go to your preview. And I would go ahead and you can see this, come down here, these two start here so you know which one you want. And it starts out with a clear map. You can see a few little clouds on the edges, and that's fine. Disable it and see the difference. See the difference there? That's what you're getting when you install the clear map, is enabled and disabled. So you can see it clears that up a lot. So you want to see the vanilla map? That's what the vanilla map looks like. No roads. Quality map, all roads. Quality map, just the main roads. Okay, so you know what you're getting. Solstice map, you can see what it does for that. Nothing special there. So you get an idea of what you're looking at. We're going to go and click back on that. You can now see it now makes sense when you look at the foam mod, because you can say quality map with vanilla meshes, install all roads, install main roads only. If you just want the vanilla meshes for the game, you can install one of these, all roads or main roads. Quality map high-res meshes, all roads are main roads only. And you can see it will take it off the vanilla meshes. And of course the Solstice map, you want to install that or not install it? We want it. We want that. And the clear map add-on, if you like the cloudy ones, click do not install. Outside of that, it's pretty easy. Now that you've seen the preview ahead of time, you kind of know what you want. Install. And there it goes. All done. And you can see it's already overwritten some files. If you go to your conflicts, it's just overwriting the high-res pack for Solstice World. Outside of that, it's pretty simple. I'm going to remove from view. And let's see. If I wanted to move MoreHUD, let's take a look at the plugins real fast. I'll make a better choice. I see MoreHUD, matter of time. This doesn't have it. What I'm looking for is possible ESP problems. I don't see anything right there. We're going to go ahead and run loot, and that'll tell us more about where I would want to put them in the priority page. Go ahead and click run loot. And just go and sort those plugins. All right, let's see what we got here. I don't see any major issues here, no messages. Go ahead and click apply. It may not have changed anything. Yeah, it didn't really change much, which means that loot is telling you when you see things not change, it's not that loot's not working, it's just that it sees no reason for a change at this point. So that's what I would, keep in mind. Now, as far as Skyrim Unbound, I'm going to put it in the bottom. Just because I like having this one at the bottom for right now, I'm going to lock that load order in so it doesn't move around on me next time. So next time I run loot, it won't move. That way I don't have to worry about it. You could go into loot and set preferences and load this and load that afterwards. I don't want to set a lot of rules about where things should be until we start getting more and more mods. Okay, I just want to keep this down here until we start seeing things that tell me, what I want. So I'm going to take this, I'm going to slide it down to kind of match my load order. Okay, because we know the only conflict on that are the Skyrim edition patches. But because I always like having my priorities kind of mirror my plugins with certain exceptions, and those are special rules. You can get into that more reading and you'll learn more on your own. But there's that. So it's been reordered. Plugins are kind of where I want them for right now. Of course, this will change dramatically as we get more and more mods, right? So there's that. Let's go into the game and I will show you what my Mcm menu looks like and what my screen looks like. Okay, so here we are in game. You can see my HUD is completely clear, and that's thanks to iHUD. I didn't toggle, menus or anything off like that. It's just iHUD doing it. So if you hit your hotkey, it will pop up and down. Now you notice there's no crosshair, and that's because I have it set to fade out until it needs to be up. Now if you go down, you can see let's see if we get something in the dark here. See the crosshair pop up. Now that little text that you see appearing down towards the bottom, that is MoreHUD taking effect. And you can see I have it set up so it kind of looks relatively nice. I could probably get the text on the left or the right hand side to go down a little bit, but that's okay. So that's important information. It tells you what you know about it and then how many you have in your inventory. Good things to have. We'll click this open. You can see I chose the small thin sky dial on the upper left. When you hit your information I key, basically that's how I have it hotkeyed up. It handles both the iHUD and the matter of time. So they both go away and come on at the same time. So it makes it very easy for me to look at stuff. Let's go to the Mcm menu and we'll take a look at how I have everything set up. So of course you have matter of time is right at the top. Click that. You can go into general, load presets. Do not load, I'm not going to click presets because I don't want to change the thing. And symbol 1 is that thin sky dial I like. If you wanted any more information on here, you could go through and pick what you wanted off of these different MCMs and then click activate to show. And that will pop different information up depending on how you want it. You want an in-game clock to go with the sundial? Activate this. Real life clock will show your computer clock. And of course the date, time, all that stuff will show up there. In-game date, real life date. So you can actually activate all these things. Display. Scale, I've scaled mine down and changed the transparency so they match what I have going on with iHUD. And all of these things. I'm just going to show them to you so you could, if you want to have something similar, you can. Of course, my in-game clock, real-life clock, and symbol 2 are all grayed out because I am not running them on the general one. Controls. You can see I have up here at the top, choose presets if you want it. Since I only have one symbol, I have it set to one hotkey, and that's, for me, that's I. If you had other symbols, you could choose individual symbols will have their own hotkey, or you could just hotkey them all, however you want them. And then, of course, presets. You go through all your presets, and you can, reload everything. So we're going to go back. And Immersive HUD. You see, of course, I have my hotkey. We talked about that being I. And then you have key press toggles will be on and off if you want it off. If you click this button to be blank, it will only be on when you press the button itself. Like I said, this is basically just showing you what I've got on. All right, crosshair always on. No, I don't want that. Options. Stealth indicator is off for me, and you can see the rest. Transparencies, basically I have the transparencies turned down so they don't overwhelm the screen. And we'll go back. MoreHUD. General, auto, no combat. So you can have different options here. Always hotkey only or no combat. I prefer no combat because I don't want things in my way when I'm fighting stuff. Activation hotkey, if you want to just activate it when you want it, and when you don't want it, you set a hotkey. Hotkey toggles? Nope. So auto, no combat, it's always on. Widget extras. Show books read, it'll put a little eye symbol next to if you've read a book or not. Show armor weight class, show book skill, maintenance uninstall. Okay, if you wanted to uninstall this, you would click this first, save your game, then exit out. Players data. If selected, shows the bottom bar that shows players' damage, armor rating, gold, weight, that sort of thing. I don't feel I need that, but if you wanted to have that, you could. And then set the alignment, right, left, or center, and then the X and Y position. I don't use that, but it's good to know it's there. Target data, show active ingredients effects, other effects, the bullet style, and you have options there. Vertical bar with BG, I don't even know what that means. It's basically just the ingredient widget, but like I said, this is just to show you how it is for me. And of course, X and Y position is how I have it. I will probably end up moving this down a little bit on the X axis. And targets count. Okay, how many in your inventory presently? It's visible alignment, center, X and Y axis. So if you want something close to mine, you can see all this stuff. That's basically it. You know, we're getting to the point where, you know, you're getting a game together that looks good, that activates when you need it and off when you don't. And like we said, the crosshair will come back when you fight stuff. Okay, spells and bows or all combat. Those are all options in the Mcm menu. All right, guys, that's it. You know, we're going to be working on a couple utility mods, CASM, which is the Cipsys Automated Save Manager, and SkyTweak by Grimy. Neat tools, and I think that they're worth having in any playthrough. That will be in episode 5. So once again, thanks for joining me. I hope you're enjoying this series. My name's Cal. I'm from Dirty Weasel, and I'm signing off.